Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com and Get the Tables Live on Twitch. If you're not following Get the Tables, make sure you do so ASAP on Twitch, especially if you are a fan of wrestling, WWE, AEW, sometimes Impact, aka TNA, depends on how good of a show it is. Sometimes you get some watch-alongs and everything. So not watch-along, I'm sorry, NFL watch-alongs, video games, and etc. all on that one channel. So make sure you go check it out, man. I'm with my co-host Tony today. How you doing, man?
Good. Good morning still. How are you?
I'm good, man. We are testing out Streamlabs for those who's joining late or just coming in. So if something goes wrong today, it's Streamlabs' fault. All right?
Yes, absolutely.
We are on something new. We are steady trying to find something that we like that gives us everything that we need. Hold on, let me make sure we live on YouTube. I know we live on Twitch because I saw that notification. Let me see if YouTube is live. I think YouTube is live. Okay. Facebook is live as well, so we good to go. Rob said I only follow him because I'm a Bucks hater. Wow.
Oh, wow. Look who's on time today. Wow. Good job, Rob.
Right. So as you see, we got trade deadline, NFL trade deadline. We got an NBA trade that happened, midnight last night, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning, a Woj bomb. You don't get those very often at 1 a.m.
So, we go definitely discuss that. I got the trash man. The trash man decides he wants to come now. He don't never come this early, but he wants to come now. I hear him outside just banging. Cool. But how's everything going with you?
Going all right. It's cold, man.
It
cold.
Is. It did drop, but I like it. I don't mind it. So
yeah, me neither. I like the cold.
Yeah, we in Texas. We tired of that heat, man. So let's get into the NFL, and then we'll get into the NBA trades, and we'll talk some breaking news because we just got breaking news right before we went live. There was another trade made between Washington and Chicago. So I will let Tony break that news because he the one that broke it to me. So let's play this intro, and we'll get right into it.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. There we go. We got the intro. It's working today. So we off to a good start. Start with Streamlabs. Hopefully it stays that way. Rob said it's 24 degrees in Chicago. I mean, it's Chicago. What do you expect?
I don't feel bad for him at all.
At all. So just it is what it is, man. So around the NFL, we had a trade last week actually, because it's only Tuesday. Leonard Williams was sent to the Seattle Seahawks, so from the Giants. So the Giants are kind of, I don't know if they trying to clean house or they just want to get rid of certain players. I don't know exactly what they're doing. They should try to clean house and get draft capital, but we'll see with the Giants. And then you had a breaking news trade that just happened right as we went live. Go ahead and let us know about it.
Yeah, Montez Sweat traded to the Chicago Bears for a second-round draft pick, 2024 second-round draft pick. So,
wow,
they're doing what you say the Giants probably should do, and getting rid of players for draft picks. They're in rebuild mode over there in Washington. And there's been rumors about him being traded. Chase Young been rumored to be traded. So you may see some more Commanders on the leaving their teams today. We shall see.
So if you're the Commanders, let me see their record. What is their record right now? Let me find them real quick. I need to get my NFL.
I think they're below 500 if I'm not mistaken, by a game or two.
So you the Commanders, you just played the tough game against the Bills. I'm sorry, against the Eagles. Are they 3-5? So is it too early for them to give up on the season, or do you think they just know better right now?
I think they just know better. I think they're in the rebuild mode. I mean, they're 3-5. They probably want to move on from who they have at quarterback. They probably want to try to get one of these top tier quarterbacks. Look. And maybe know that, Montez Sweat was in the final year of his deal coming up.
Yeah.
So they probably knew either one, they're not going to keep him, or two, he's not going to re-sign. So you might as well try to get something in return. Second round pick from the Bears, that's going to be a high draft pick. So that's going to be a good draft pick for you guys. You're going to have 2 second round draft picks in that second round. So who knows who you can land with those 2 picks, and they're going to be high picks as well. So I think overall this is a good deal for the Commanders.
Okay, 3-5. I don't know. I thought they was going to try to push for the playoffs this year, but it makes sense. I think they know what their team is. So if you want to go ahead, if you can get people now and draft capital now and save money and just start rebuilding, I think you should go ahead and do that. But
does it make sense for Chicago to get him and then give up an early high second round pick for a guy that's more than likely not going to stay with you at the end of the year? So it's like, what's going on over there?
Yes, I got questions about both teams on that trade right there.
Yeah.
So it just
seriously.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So far, as y'all see, I'm going to be twisting and turning my head all day, all show, trying to figure out if there's another breaking news trade, which you are ahead of NFL Network because they just now put it up. So you doing better than them already.
Thanks, Schefter, because I just pulled up Twitter right before we went live, and that's what it said. So I was like, oh, okay, here we go. First domino to fall. Montez Sweat to the Bears.
All good. Well, let's get into a recap of what week is this? Week 8. So we're going to start off with your team, Buffalo Bills. Take out your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 24-18. Buffalo is 5-3. Tampa Bay is 3-4. Josh Allen, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, because I thought Dak Prescott was the only one that threw picks. What are your thoughts on that game?
Man, it was a tough one. The Bucs battled it out in the second half to make it a close game. Almost could have won the game if one, maybe a pass interference call was called on a Hail Mary pass, or two,
it should have been.
Godwin turns his head quick enough and sees the ball in the air where he was nobody next to him. He could have just caught it and won us the game. But offense looks horrible still. It took us, I think, 8 minutes to drive all the way downfield to score a touchdown to get down into reach of winning the game. Penalties again screwed us. Running game wasn't great, but we had something kind of getting going over there. Baker didn't look great at all. He's battling a knee injury. I don't know, man. Mike Evans wasn't much involved as well. He did get a touchdown, but he was pretty silent throughout the whole game. I don't know, man. Tampa just doesn't look like a great team. And I mean, I kind of figured that coming into the year. They did start off hot 3-1, but they haven't won since they've won 3-1. They are who we thought they were going to be, a mediocre team in a pretty mediocre division. So if you're the Bucs, I don't see why you wouldn't maybe consider trading Mike Evans. It looks like they're not, from what I've been reading online, that the GM is just saying nothing but positive things about Mike Evans, and that he's looking forward to him getting another 1,000-yard year with Bucs and continuing that streak. But the thing is with me is, are you willing to make that risk with Mike Evans? Are you going to re-sign Mike Evans?
No, they're not.
Or are you just going to let him walk and get nothing in return from him? So it's a bit of a shame to see that happen. But yeah, Bucs running game is awful. I did see this little rumor going around, though, that it's possible that the Eagles may have to release some more people, or release one person because I think someone's coming back from injury. So they're going to have to release a roster spot. And the rumor is it could be Rashad Penny, the running back from the Eagles. So if that's the truth, We'd love to see him with the Bucks because he's familiar with Dave Canales' offense, and we can use any running back at this point. So, Bucks lose again. We play the Texans this weekend. I'm not very confident at all at them winning that game either, but we'll see.
Yeah. So outside of Rashad Penny, with the trade deadline being here, is there anybody else you would like to trade for that you think that's a realistic possibility?
I don't think we have realistically any possibility of landing like a player. But it would be nice to land some draft picks. Obviously, I'm not sure how high people think of Mike Evans and what draft picks we could get in return for him. I would like to think we could probably get maybe a second round, maybe a third or fourth round pick for Mike Evans. That would be nice. I don't think we're going to get any sort of player in return. But yeah, I would think if I'm the Bucks, and I know that they're in a mediocre division, so they're going to try to challenge to win that division, which I think is a mistake. You're obviously going to keep Mike Evans because I just don't see him going anywhere at this point, which is a shame. Make him go. Have him go somewhere where he has a shot of winning something instead of like kind of wasting a year of him with the Bucks. Right. Kind of like what we're seeing with the Raiders and Devontae Adams. But yeah, I don't see the Bucks making any moves today unless it's to pick up someone that's released or something like that.
What up, Alice? What up, stalking you? And of course, Rob on Twitter. So if I miss anything, again, we are trying out Streamlabs today. This is my very first time on this platform. So so I'm trying to keep up with YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So if I miss something, just know I'm gonna find it. I'll come back to it. But once again, Buffalo is 5-3, Buccaneers 3-4. Moving on, we got my Cowboys taking out the Rams 43-20. Cowboys moved to 5-2. Rams moved to 3-5. Dak Prescott 304 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. CeeDee Lamb 12 catches, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you absolutely know that I love this game because I didn't expect I expected it to be closer than what it was, honestly, to the point where I didn't even play the Cowboys defense this week in fantasy. I played the Falcons, and the Falcons screwed me, by the way. I still ended up winning, but the Falcons defense did not step up, and we'll get into that game. They let Tennessee just handle them. So, but yeah, Cowboys get the win. Mike McCarthy seems like he's not being stubborn with his play calling. He kind of freed Dak up a little bit. It wasn't run, third down pass, third down slant, third down this and that, quick 2-step, 3-step drops. It was Dak Prescott, we gonna give you some plays, we gonna let you audible at the line, and you do what you do. And he did his thing. The only interception he got was on the tip pass. For any Dak Prescott haters, y'all already know, y'all can shut up. That was a tip pass at the line. That's the only reason it was picked. Matter of fact, it was tipped twice because it was tipped at the line. Then it got tipped again, making its way to the tight end. So y'all can eat a D on that. Don, what's good, man? But yeah, Cowboys get the win, and they got Philly coming up next, baby. They got Philly coming up next. We gonna get into that a little bit later on, but just know we coming for you, boys. Ooh. And I know y'all do this whole Dallas week. It's Dallas week. Yeah, y'all finna be disappointed. And y'all already got the excuse mounting up now. I already see it on Twitter. Y'all got the excuses coming already. Y'all got the excuses coming. I'm not trying to hit none of that next week. All right, I just want to let y'all know. Cowboys 5-2, Rams 3-5. You got anything on that game?
No, just everything was clicking for Dallas on Sunday against the Rams. Offense looked good. Defense played well. I still think the Cowboys need a running back. I think they should be in the talks of trying to get Derrick Henry, because if they got Derrick Henry, oh my, they would be a team to be reckoned with. I think the running situation is the weak link, if you want to say.
On offense?
On offense, definitely. CeeDee Lamb and Dak finally lit up, and we're on the same page this Sunday. Defense, like you said, looked good. That was the first time they've really, really looked good in the last couple of weeks. I still think Dallas does have some things to work on, but right now they look like a very good team. They look better than what we're seeing from the team in California right now.
I really hope they either. I know Pat Surtain is kind of off the market because is what he's going to cost, but Jalen Johnson from Chicago, cornerback from Chicago,
right?
He's available. If the Cowboys can go get him, go get him. Don't waste no time, especially when you got AJ Brown and them coming up this week. This game coming up against Philly is the first game this year where I'm like, oh man, we're gonna miss Diggs because Diggs is needed for this type of game. Gilmore is still good and all, but Gilmore is not Gilmore anymore. He's older, he's slower. DeRon Bland is doing his thing, but this is the type of game where you need at least you need 3 solid DBs. I don't trust Jordan Lewis at all. I hope this is Jordan Lewis last year on the team. That's just me personally. I don't like what he brings in coverage. I stopped liking what he brought in coverage 2 years ago. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We got a couple hours before the trade deadline, but right now the Cowboys are 5-2, getting ready to take on Philly next week. Moving on, Vikings go to 4-4 as they win 24-10 over the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is 2-5. Kirk Cousins 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he is out for the season. So I don't have any thoughts on that game. It's whatever on that. It sucks that Kirk Cousins is hurt, and they might try to make a trade for quarterback depending on what they think about their team. Maybe they try to sneak and go get Tannehill, since Tannehill is really not needed in Tennessee anymore. From what we saw this week,
what I've seen online, rumored is Jameis Winston to the Vikings is what I've been seeing. I'm not sure if you want him as your starting quarterback. I think Tannehill would be a nice fit as well. The only thing I got out of that game is that we probably saw Kirk Cousins' final game in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it's on that horrible injury.
Yeah. So King, he ain't been in the stream in a while because he been on hush mode. He took 2 L's. He took an L with his Green Bay Packers, and I thrashed him in fantasy after he talked all that noise. So hold that L, King.
Damn.
He was talking big noise during the draft. Your team suck. Your team is this and that. I'm 7-1. He's 4-4. That's all I'm gonna say. And I just thrashed him head to head. Jay Cross, what's good, man? Hey, make sure you follow Jay Cross on Twitter. On Twitter and on Twitch and on YouTube as well. Make sure you follow Jay Cross. He's a Philly fan, but anyway, appreciate him joining.
He's the enemy this week, right?
Yeah. He an enemy this week. Yeah, he gotta be by default. The Titans move to 3-4 as they take out the Falcons 28-23. Falcons are now 4-4. Will Levis 238 yards, 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry said, "Oh, okay, y'all trying to trade me? Let me audition real quick." 22 carries, 101 yards. Hopkins, D-Hop, 4 catches, 128, 3 touchdowns. It's like Hopkins and Henry just turned back the clock on everybody.
Right. Hopkins was unreal on Sunday. What did you think of Levis? A lot of people obviously are high on him because he had that really good game, came in there and just absolutely just threw the ball everywhere. He had probably the best performance from a rookie in their first outing. Did you see enough from you yourself to think that Levis was probably the best quarterback in that draft?
I don't know about best in the draft, but he's definitely the future for
out of
Tennessee.
Stroud and Young, does he look better than Stroud and Young to you?
Young, yes. Stroud is up in the air, because Stroud is doing it. I'm trying to compare their weapons. I mean, I think I'll still take D-Hop and what's the running back, Derrick Henry, over what Stroud has with Nico Collins.
They obviously, they definitely have a better offense.
Yeah. So right now I'm gonna still take Stroud, but that was very impressive what Levis did, because at the time, I don't know what they're ranked now, but at that time, Atlanta was ranked top 5 in defensive scoring.
Yeah, their defense is pretty solid.
So
they was no joke.
They were top 5 in total defense. So to do that, that's the reason I played them this week, because I'm like, oh, they going to Tennessee. Tennessee's been struggling. They top 5 in defense or top 6 or something like that. Yeah, let me play them. And I didn't trust the Cowboys to stop Cooper Kupp like they did, but it is what it is. I still beat King. That's all that matters. So, that's all that matters. Nah, we not getting no breaking news from the Eagles, man. That's not happening, man. Y'all done. Y'all did enough. Y'all did enough. Hey, what else you want, man? You want the Monstars, man? Come on, man. Moving on, the Saints move to 4-4. It's a lot of 4-4 teams in your division. There 38. They get a 38-27 win over the Colts. I picked the Colts to win this game, so I'm a little disappointed in the Colts. Colts moved to 3-5. Derek Carr, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 12 carries, 95 yards. Shaheed had 3 catches and 153 yards and 1 touchdown. I don't have anything on this game.
Nah, not really. Me neither. The Saints actually woke up and played a pretty good game against the Colts, who are not good.
Yeah, so I guess shout out to Rob and his Saints, I guess, man. 4-4, about to be the division champs at 4-4. That's how that division is right now.
pretty bad.
Moving on, the Dolphins move to 6-2 as they blow out another bad team in the Patriots. The Patriots are 2-6. Dolphins win 31-17. Tua had 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception because Dak Prescott is the only one that throws interceptions. Waddle, 7 catches, 121 yards. Tyreek Hill is typical Tyreek Hill. Dolphins with another win over a sub 500 team. That's my only thoughts on that game. You got anything on that?
No, they just finally took advantage of a weaker opponent when I think they saw how the Bills slept on the Patriots, and the Patriots snuck in that win against the Bills. Knew that they had to show up. You know, you can't just walk into these games every week and think you're going to beat them just because they're not a really good team. They're in the NFL for a reason. Mac Jones, yeah, he's not a great quarterback, but he can win you a game. He can win you a game or two.
He's horrible. you speaking of pick, he threw a pick to my boy Jalen Ramsey, who made his return. So shout out to Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, almost had a pick 6 as well. So
did you see how bad that throw was, though?
Yes, that was horrible.
Okay, so
he was awful. I think the Patriots are one of the worst teams in the league by far. They will be in line for a quarterback in the draft. So, yeah, you probably want to see your team lose. I know it's not something that you're used to seeing in New England, where your team is just struggling and looking really, really bad.
And your quarterback is trash?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeez.
So I think at this point, they've given Mac Jones enough time to prove to them if he's their quarterback of the future. Obviously, he's not. And we'll be seeing some things changed next year in New England. So, yeah, Miami just out there looking good, man. They're looking like one of the top teams in the NFL.
Yeah. I'm not buying the hype no more.
Oh, wow.
I'm not buying the hype no more. We're going to get into that during the power rank. Because I'm not buying the hype. Because you played 2 good teams and you lost to both of them. Right?
Okay.
And then everybody you beat, they got a total of 6 or 7 wins total? Yeah. So I don't know, man. Yeah. The same thing people say about Dallas, you can really say it about Miami. So,
that's fair.
So we'll figure that out once we get to the power rankings. One of the worst games ever. The Jets and the Giants, which we talked about last week that it was going to be bad. Jets and the Giants. The Jets get the win, 13-10 in overtime. Jets are 4-3. Giants are 2-6. Zach Wilson, 240 yards, 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 36 carries, 128 yards. Garrett Wilson, 7 catches, 100 yards. Tyrod Taylor was taken out of the game early. This game was weird, man. The Giants finished with -9 passing yards. And then at one point in the game, they ran the ball 24 straight times. And then it's 4th and 1. After you ran the ball 24 straight times, you don't give the ball to your $10 million running back. You decide to kick a field goal.
Miss it.
Anyway, Giants are 2-6.
I mean,
Jets are 4-3.
I feel bad for the Giants. I know they're in your division,
I
so
know,
y'all
definitely.
don't give a shit. I know, I understand, but man, golly,
Exactly.
When you
Jay
knew
Cross.
when Tommy DeVito came into the game as your quarterback, the game was over. I mean, Jesus, and like you said, it's 4-1.
Right.
You get the first down, the game is over. Why wouldn't you just run the ball? I know it's a gimme field goal, but
it's still a one possession game either way.
Exactly. Things happen. Fumble the snap, miss the field goal, block field goal. A lot of things can happen. You have Barkley, one of the best running backs in the league, and you're telling me you didn't trust him enough to get a 1-yard gain to get the first down? That's just ridiculous, man. They deserved to lose that game. Jets got the ball, went downfield, got the field goal, which, I mean, they deserved to win it. They played hard and got back into the game, but that game was ugly.
Horrible. Giants fans were chanting, let them throw. So 24 straight rushing attempts, finished with -9 yards. It's just comical, man.
Yeah,
just
bad.
Hilarious. Moving on, the Jaguars moved to 6-2.
Oof.
As they take out the Steelers 20-10. The Steelers are now 4-3. Trevor Lawrence 292, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Evan Ingram 10 catches, 88 yards. ETN 24 carries, 79 yards. Jags on a 5-game winning streak. They got the 49ers next. It might be a 6-game winning streak. I'm calling it now.
It definitely could be. This team right here is definitely flying under the radar. They're not getting talked about at all as like one of the top teams in the NFL. You're hearing the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, Ravens, the Lions, all these teams, but you don't hear the Jags getting mentioned at all. I don't know if it's because their division is not great, or it's just because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they're 6-2. Show them some damn respect.
They
playing
started off
football.
bad, so everybody they rolling with the first 2-week narrative.
Yeah, they beat the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't beaten really quality opponents if you want to go that route, but they look good, man. And the game against the Steelers was another ugly game. The weather wasn't great. It was kind of close to like the second half where they kind of broke open the game. But they got everything that you need to win some playoff games. They got a good quarterback. They got a really explosive running back. The wide receivers are maybe question marks. You got a little bit, but they do got Christian Kirk who can open up the field. Ingram's playing well for them as well. So, yeah, Jags, I think, need to be talked about a little bit more than they are.
Yeah, and I think they will this week, especially if
they
do
beat
what
the
I think they're
Niners,
going to
man,
do.
You got to show them some respect.
So the thing is, we'll get to it about the Jags. The Eagles moved to 7-1 as they escape the Commanders. And listen, they win 38-31. Commanders are 3-5. Sam Howell almost looked like Pat Mahomes for a minute. 397 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, because I thought Dak Prescott was the only one that threw picks in the NFL. A.J. Brown went out. Hold on. Well, let me go back. Jalen Hurts, 29 of 38, 319 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Jalen Hurts balled out.
He did.
A.J. Brown, 8 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That man, bro.
This dude is a robot. Devontae Smith, 7 catches, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Dotson for the Commanders had 8 catches, 108, 1 touchdown. Jamison Crowder. I didn't even know Jamison Crowder was still freaking playing. 7 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 5 catches, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. In my fantasy, Logan Thomas in my fantasy as well. 6 catches, 44 yards, 1 touchdown. I am more impressed with this game than any other game so far as me watching the Eagles. Simply because it looked bad the whole game. It was on the road, division game, like you said. You said division games are harder, which is true. But it looked bad the whole game. All defense couldn't stop nobody. And it's like the offense kept making mistakes at the goal line. They were beating themselves. Yeah. They fumbled on the tush push.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Like, you never see that. So, like, it looked like it was one of those games where it's just, all right, this is not Philly day. And they still pulled it out. And low-key, They gave up a last minute touchdown that didn't mean nothing at the end of the game. So I'm gonna still look at it as a 14-point win for the Eagles. They was dominated pretty much the whole first half, and they looked bad, and they still really won by 14. If you watch the game, you know what I'm saying when I say they won by 14. So I was very impressed with the Eagles this week, even more so than them beating Miami. I wasn't that impressed with them beating Miami. I was very impressed with this game, though. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, like you said, they fumbled it twice in the red zone, so the game probably would have been out of reach anyways if they scored those 2 touchdowns. The one on the tush push, I mean, nothing ever seems to go wrong with the tush push. So
right,
to see them fumble the ball, you're like, man, maybe this is not the Eagles' day. Maybe just and it's the Commanders. Somehow the Commanders always play the Eagles tough. They play them tough.
That's why I picked them to win. That's my upset.
So again, I wasn't shocked that the game was kind of close throughout the game, because the Commanders somehow always give Eagles a tough game. If I'm the Eagles, I'm a little bit worried about the 300 yards plus passing on them.
To Sam Howell, yeah.
Yeah, I would be a little bit worried about that. But man, that offense is unfreaking believable. A.J. Brown is a monster. And how he's not getting talked about as an MVP candidate blows my mind.
That's a quarterback.
This man just broke Calvin Johnson's record for the most consecutive weeks with 125 yards passing. Like that is a quite a accomplishment from a guy like Calvin Johnson. I mean, this guy is just tearing it up, and some of these catches, he's catching them in double.
Megatron.
He's just beasting these guys like nothing. So yeah, I mean, if you're the Eagles, you're probably excited about the offense and in the potential that you guys have. And now things are starting to click a little bit more. Jalen Hurts played excellent. But yeah, the defense as a little thing I would be a little bit worried about. That'd be probably that. You do got to make some adjustments here and there. The 300 plus yards, that's a bit of a concern. But man, the Eagles are scary, man. And when they're clicking, woof, good luck.
Yeah.
Who can stop A.J. Brown? Like, this man is a monster.
That's why I'm saying this week coming up is the one week where I'm like, dog, I wish we had Diggs. Because Rob, shut up, Rob. But is the 1 week I wish we had Diggs, because I don't trust Gilmore on him at all. Bland will give him a tough fight, but it's only so we need Bland on Devontae because of the speed. So if we had Diggs and Bland and Gilmore, I would feel way better about what we could possibly do as far as matchup wise with AJ, even though AJ is going to go off regardless, but you could double him or something, right? We'll see, man.
And Julio turned back to times.
Didn't I tell you last week?
Yeah,
Julio,
that wasn't an easy catch either. He
exactly.
Caught that double coverage, took a pretty big time hit as well, caught the ball and scored it. I was like, who the hell is that? So you posted the clip on there on Twitter.
He's wearing number 80. Yeah.
Oh, Julio. Okay.
Yeah, man. Julio's that guy that you ain't gonna see him a lot, but if there's a play to be made,
he's great for red zone. He's so big. He's great, especially down in that area. Taking those snaps.
And he is a route runner, so he don't need that speed to get open.
Right.
Like other wide receivers. So, yeah, man, I hate that they got Julio. That's a sleeper right there. Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young get his first win over C.J. Stroud. They win an ugly game, 15-13. Panthers 1-6. Texans are 3-4. Bryce Young 235 yards, 1 touchdown. Thielen 8 catches, 72 yards. I don't have any thoughts about this game.
No, I have no thoughts on this game. Yeah, happy for Bryce to finally get that win, because they looked for a minute that the Carolina may not win a game this year at all. They look horrible. The only thing I'm interested in is anybody going to go after Thielen, because that man has been playing lights out for Carolina.
I ain't think about that.
And he's really the only wide receiver they have, so that might be the reason why he's getting majority of the balls. But
yeah,
I wonder if a team's going to look out and maybe try to pick him up from Carolina.
We'll see. I'm not seeing any more breaking news updates right now on NFL Network. So we'll keep looking out as we go on. Cleveland Browns lose to the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is 5-2. Cleveland is 4-3 as they lose 20-24 in Seattle. PJ Walker 15-31, 248, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Geno Smith 23 of 37, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Tyler Lockett 8 catches, 81 yards, 1 touchdown. Amari Cooper 6 catches, 89 yards, no touchdowns. I really don't have any thoughts on this game either. Just a good game by Seattle. They on a comeback victory, by the way.
The only thing I would say is that Seattle's another team that is flying under the radar with a really solid record, but not being talked about. I feel bad for the Browns, seeing that they have PJ. They're a really good team. I think they have a solid football team, but they just don't have a quarterback. And it sucks for them that, well, I mean, it's also their own fault too, paying him all that money.
Guaranteed.
And to basically do whatever he wants. I get that he's injured, but still, man, at some point, Watson, you got to show some passion for the game. It doesn't even look like you're interested in trying to play again.
Right.
I think if the Browns had a decent quarterback, they would be better than 4-3. But props to Seattle, man. They're really flying under the radar like the Jags. They're not getting talked about at all as one of the best teams in the NFL at 5-2. I believe they're on top of the division, if I'm not mistaken. And
49ers lost 3 straight.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in that division. It's going to be very interesting down the stretch because I did not believe in Seattle at all.
Really? After last year, you still didn't have faith
No, I
in
thought
them?
they would downgrade. I thought like they struck, fool's gold last year with Geno. I didn't think Geno would still continue to play well, and that offense looks good with DK and you got Walker still. You got Lockett. I mean, they're playing good. Good.
You get Bobby Wagner back this year, and then they just picked up Frank Clark, so he's back. And then you just get Leonard Williams from the Giants, so now they starting to, beef up that defense. Hey, I think Seattle could beat the 49ers right now, the way they playing. So
yeah, they got Leonard. Now that they got Leonard, I think that was a great pickup for them.
Yeah,
they're going to be an interesting team to look out for this next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so hey, keep a lookout for Seattle. Moving on, this game kind of pissed me off just because of fantasy, even though I still beat King, by the way. I'm gonna keep throwing that out there. The Denver Broncos moved to 3-5 as they put a beat down really on the Kansas City Chiefs, 24-9. Chiefs are is that 5? I'm sorry, I couldn't tell if that was a 5 or 6. Chiefs are 6-2. Broncos are 3-5. Pat Mahomes, who I decided to play last minute over Joe Burrow. I let my friends talk me into this. I told them Saturday night, I said I don't feel good about Pat Mahomes going to Denver with the weather being cold and all that. Oh man, you don't never bench Pat Mahomes. You play Pat Mahomes no matter what. And I said, man, I think Joe Burrow is going to have a good game against 49ers because 49ers defense and a secondary has been exposed. And, oh no, man, ain't no way Joe Burrow go outplay Pat. And Joe Burrow definitely outplayed Pat. So I lost a lot of points on that, but I still beat King, so that's all that matters. Pat Mahomes, he 24-38, 241 yards, 2 interceptions because I thought Dak Prescott was the only one that threw picks. Russell Wilson, 12-19, 114 yards, but 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So, yeah, Russ is out here throwing dimes to Courtland Sutton, who might get traded today. Jerry Jeudy had a nice game, and he might get traded today. So, if you Denver, what are you doing here? Who you trying to get rid of, and who you keeping in Denver?
I mean, do you really want to trade anyone? Do you think your playoff hopes are done?
Yes.
If you're feeling like they're done, then yeah, you try to trade whoever you can.
I think
if I'm
done.
Denver, you try to keep everyone and try to do something in the AFC. Look, a lot of teams are playing well right now. You're probably one of the least teams that people think of making the playoffs or making any noise in the playoffs. But yeah, you could trade Sutton, you could trade Judy. You got Surtain, you could trade as well. It just depends on what you want to do as a club. Do you want to move on from Russell Wilson after the end of the year with all that money you have to pay him, and you're gonna just have him ride the bench and bring in another quarterback? What do you do? Like, there's so many question marks with the Denver Broncos. They did look good against Kansas City, but yeah, maybe you just do a fire sale and trade some of these guys, and you put all your money into the draft next year or free agency and bring some more people in. But yeah, I was shocked to see Denver they beat them with them. Yeah, they manhandled the Chiefs. And if you're the Chiefs, you got to be a little bit worried. The Chiefs' defense is not a problem. Their defense is not bad.
It's wide receivers.
They don't have nobody. And if you stop Kelsey, they have nobody.
Sky Moore got hit right in the arm in the end zone. Bounced right off his arm. I was like, are you serious right now? Rice, who had a good game the week before, dropping wide open passes. I was like, Kadarius Toney, man, I thought he was going to be the number one. He got the talent to do it, and he just disappeared.
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, they're
Valdez Scantling disappeared. Like, another guy that had a horrible game, and it was on special teams. Mecole Hardman, welcome back to Kansas City. Horrible game. The decision making that he made on a couple of those punt returns, the kickoff returns, was ridiculous, including the one where he fumbled, and that was pretty much the end of the game. It was just ridiculous, man. He had a horrible game on special teams. So
yeah, if you're the Chiefs, maybe you go after Thielen or someone that can bring you.
I think they are
a little bit more spark on that offense in the wide receiver. Because man, like you said, Rashee Rice was like their up and comer. He had a good game last week, so you're thinking maybe he can continue on and play well this week. He was silent.
Couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah, you got Kadarius Toney. He's another guy out there who people are very high on. He hasn't done shit this year. MVS, another guy who's a veteran, he's not doing anything for them. All they have is Kelsey. Yeah. And like Rob said in the chat, maybe Taylor Swift needs to be at every game. So Kelsey could catch like 18 catches and have 3 touchdowns, because it seems like he plays very well when she's in attendance, and when she's not, he's mediocre. But that's all he has. Like, he only has Kelsey, and he does have Pacheco. Pacheco's good. He's a solid running back. But again, their offense is very, very slim at best with the offensive weapons that they have.
Yeah, I felt bad for Mahomes watching him run and watch these. He's making these plays outside the pocket, and they're just dropping the ball left and right. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, help the guy out. He's sick. He's sick. His hand was messed up. His left hand. He's out there battling it out. And y'all can't even hold on to the ball that's hitting you right in the arms. So, Marquise Brown, I think they're tired of getting these smaller, shifty receivers. I think they need a big body that can run routes and do stuff.
Yeah, so I agree.
They got plenty of little guys. Yeah, with speed.
They got speed. They just need one of those guys that you could throw and he'll catch over 2 people. Right. And he'll take a hit and hold on to the ball. Like, I think Adam Thielen would be perfect for the Chiefs.
So we'll see what happens with them. Moving on, my Ravens flock taking out the Arizona Cardinals in the close game, 31-24. Ravens are 6-2. Arizona 1-7. Lamar Jackson 18-27, 157, 1 touchdown. Joshua Dobbs 25-37, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Trey McBride 10 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Just a good solid win. Arizona played everybody tough, so it's a good solid win for the Ravens on the road. That's pretty much all I got on that. You got anything on that?
Same. This is a solid win for the Ravens. A sleeper game where they could have lost. On the road. I thought it was a really good game for the Ravens.
So moving on, Cincinnati take out the San Francisco 17ers, as I call them now, as they just scored 17 straight points after winning their Super Bowl game against the Cowboys. Bengals win 31-17 in San Francisco. Joe Burrow 28 of 32, 3 touchdowns. Damn. Brock Purdy 22 of 31, 365, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Brock Purdy led San Francisco in rushing yards with 57 rushing yards.
How the hell does that happen?
Yeah. Joe Mixon had 87 yards and a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 10 for 100 and 1 touchdown. T. Higgins, 69 yards. George Kittle did have 9 catches for 149 yards, and Brandon Ayuk had 5 catches for 109 yards. So another L for the San Francisco 49ers, who is boss. He said, somebody please trade for Mac Jones. No, it's not happening. Joe Burrow looking like his old self. He's running again. He's looking healthy. So shout out to Joe for doing that, because I was definitely clowning him at the beginning of the year, even though he's on my bench for fantasy. Brock Purdy is coming back to reality. He's starting to realize that the NFL is the NFL for a reason. That defense, that secondary, this is what pissed Cowboys fans off so much when we played them, because they didn't try to go deep on them at all. And during any scouting report that you seen from anybody from that week, everybody knew you could go deep on the 49ers. Uh-oh, Tony disappeared. You still here? Uh-oh. He disappeared. What happened? Did this computer cut off? Let me see. It shows that he's... Okay, you're back. I don't know what happened.
Well, that was weird.
Okay, yeah, so... Okay, well...
I heard what you were saying, though. I'm here.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah. I forgot what I was saying now. But everybody, the 49ers, you could test the 49ers deep, and the Cowboys just didn't do it at all. So that was what pissed us off about it. And everybody else since us has been doing that, and they've been winning. So 49ers can be beat. They defense, they secondary is not as good as what people think it is. And this is how you beat them. So it is what it is. 49ers, 3 straight L's. They would definitely be out of my power rankings.
Well, we talked about this last week. You know, you put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands, it's not going to go well. And Brock Purdy's showing that whoever labeled him as an elite quarterback was joking themselves. He's not played well in the last couple of games. The Niners defense hasn't either. They're not playing well on either side of the field. But we talked about this. If you have to have Brock Purdy win you a game, it's not going to happen. He can't make those long throws. He's more of a dink and dime guy. He doesn't have that arm to go deep like some of these other quarterbacks can.
Right.
To have McCaffrey not be the leader in rushing is pathetic. How do you have that even happen? I know, again, that the big excuse is Debo. They don't have Debo. Yeah, I get it. We understand. He's one of the best wide receivers that they have. But that doesn't explain to the defense not showing up every week. And then on top of that, now I'm hearing excuses that maybe Brock Purdy shouldn't have been out there. He the concussion last week. Maybe he shouldn't have been out there and playing, and maybe the doctor gave him a wrong diagnosis, and that he shouldn't have played last. Stop with that. I get it. Stop.
He was cleared, right?
You're trying to make excuses for the guy. Look, I don't have nothing against Brock Purdy. You know, he played well last year for them. Got them to the Super Bowl. Almost got them to the Super Bowl. Got hurt.
Yeah.
And shit happens. You know, that happens to everybody. But everybody was crowning him before anything even happened. And he's proven right now that he's not who we all thought he was. He's not an elite quarterback. He can only throw them short passes. If you have to rely on him to win you a game, it's not going to happen. Until he proves me otherwise, I'm going to have that narrative that he can't win them a game.
Right.
And he's proven it. These last 3 games, he's been looking like
average.
Yeah, average at best. Absolutely. I mean, come on. What's the difference between him and Mac Jones?
Well, he's better than Mac Jones.
I mean, is he? You don't know for sure. I mean, he's playing on a rarely better. I mean, he's more talented team. I mean, Mac Jones can do what Brock Purdy's doing. Let's be real.
I don't know. Mac Jones is horrible. Chris McCaffrey did score a boss hog, so yeah, his streak is still alive. So, but that loser streak is still alive too. Hold that L, 49ers fans. I told y'all, I said it on the show. Once they beat the Cowboys, that was their Super Bowl. You could tell by the way they played and the way they were acting, just because they won that game. I was like, okay, they took this like a playoff game. Cool, whatever. Good win though, y'all destroyed us. I ain't gonna lie. Chargers moved to 3-4. I don't know why this was a Sunday night game. How did any game not get flexed over this? Chargers beat the Bears 30-13 in LA. Chargers 3-4. Chicago is 2-6. Justin Herbert 298, 3 touchdowns. Eckler 7 catches, 94 yards and a touchdown. I have no thoughts on this game outside of I can't believe this was still Sunday night. Out of all the games that we saw this weekend,
rough Sunday night football game.
Horrible.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have no words on that. I just Chargers won. They should have won. That's it.
Boss Hog Boston. Tony, have you actually watched Mac Jones? He belongs in the USFL as a third string. He's an absolute bomb. Jeez.
I mean, I get it. He's not a great quarterback, but he does have moments when he looks good. But again, he's on name me 3 wide receivers other than Juju and Bourne that the freaking Patriots have.
That's true. The wide receiver, they don't have speed or nothing, but
they have Hunter Henry and Gesicki. I mean, their offense is bland at best. They have nobody.
Zeke is scoring touchdowns every week.
Boss Hog, you don't count. You're a Patriots fan. You don't count. But I mean, they don't have any offensive game over there in New England. Imagine if he had Debo and Ayuk and McCaffrey and Kittle. I mean, come on now, man. Let's be real.
It's not about them not getting open though, Tony. Like, he's throwing horrible passes, man.
I mean, I hear you that. I hear you that. I hear you that. I hear you that.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree with you on that. But I mean, I think, yeah, he is Mr. Irrelevant. Dan Orlovsky to call Brock Purdy elite was an absolute joke. They should have took his quarterback card for calling Purdy elite.
They should have took it when he ran out of bounds and got himself a safety back in the day.
Dan, what the hell, man? You put any quarterback behind that offensive line with that running back, with that offensive scheme, and those wide receivers. I mean, come on now. Look at Garoppolo. Like you said, Garoppolo looked
went
good
to the Super Bowl.
Offense. I mean, come on now, man. Let's just, I get it. ESPN, you're about the hot takes. You want to have hot takes. But there's some that, I mean, there's a hot take and an absolute dumbass take. And that was one of them. Like, my goodness.
Speaking of Jimmy G, he made his return as the Vegas Raiders get beat down by the Detroit Lions. Detroit is 6-2. The Raiders 3-5. Jimmy G looked horrible. He was 10 of 21. 1 interception because, you know, Dak Prescott's the only one that throws picks. He was missing Adams left and right. Adams was open all night, and I'm happy about that because King had Adams on his fantasy team, which King took a L. I just want to remind y'all that King took a L to me in fantasy. But, yeah, he had Adams one time deep, wide open down the field. Would have been an easy touchdown. Overthrew the man in the fourth quarter. Jared Goff, 26 of 37. 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception because Dak is the only one that throws picks. Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout game, 26 carries, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. Detroit defense looked pretty good. They look decent. But Jahmyr Gibbs had a great game, and Jared Goff is being his typical Jared Goff self, you know, doing enough to win and making sure they don't lose. So, any thoughts on that game?
No, I feel bad for Devontae. I feel bad for Devontae in some ways because he did ask to get traded. He did ask to go to the Raiders. You know, he didn't ask for Garoppolo to be his quarterback, though.
Right.
You know, I think he was either hoping that Carr would be there in the long run or they would land Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, that didn't happen, and now he's stuck with Garoppolo, who can't hit anybody wide open. I mean, Devontae Adams was we could have caught that pass.
Right.
With how wide open he was last night. And Garoppolo overthrows him by like 10 yards. Like, get out of here, man. They're just wasting that man's career. in Las Vegas. Now they more than likely will not trade him. I've already seen people on Twitter saying that the Raiders GMs have said there's no way in hell we're gonna trade Devontae Adams.
Stop that, Rob.
So I get it. You don't want to trade your star player. I understand you want to sell tickets and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. You still want to look competitive, but at the end of the day, man, your team is awful. Your team is not good. No one's going to take Josh Jacobs' contract. I mean, good luck trying to trade Devontae with that contract as well. But my goodness, that team is awful. You don't have a quarterback. I mean, good luck. Good luck to Raiders. And Josh McDaniels is
overrated.
He is overrated too, yeah.
Yeah. He's horrible. I ain't going to say horrible, but he's overrated, yes.
Absolutely.
And that's it for week 8. So let's get to these power rankings and see what we looking like this week.
Let's do it.
He said he forgot about Marcus Peters. Yeah, everybody forgot about Marcus
Big
Peters.
6. Yeah, he turned the clock around.
Yeah,
good move.
Yeah, good job for him. Let's see. So last week, Tony had the Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Dolphins, 49ers. I think we had the same. Yeah, we did have the same.
We did. That'll definitely be changing today.
Yeah. Who started last week? Was it me or you?
I cannot recall.
Do you want to go first or you want me to?
I can go first. That's not a problem.
Hold on. Let me make sure. I didn't even think about that. Can I edit this on here?
Shit.
Like I did the other one? Okay, yeah, we can. So let's start the lead.
All right.
Dang, this moving real slow. Like, come on, man. He delete like 80 times already. Streamlabs, good lord. Bruh.
Just as breaking NFL news. Oh, they are taking calls on former number 2 pick Chase Young.
Who?
The Commanders.
I just saw that. What's his name? Kyler Murray looks like he's going to start.
Yeah, we just talked about that, Jeff. About Montez Sweat going to the Bears. We're still trying to question why the Bears would make that trade.
Yeah, it looked like Kyler Murray was going to get the start this week.
Oh, they're saying he's going to start?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
They were talking about how I was listening to. I don't know if you watched the Dan Patrick show in the morning, but he was talking about maybe if you're the Vikings, you go out and try to trade for Kyler Murray. What would you think about that? Would you go out there and try to trade for Kyler Murray?
Yeah, yes.
If you're the Vikings,
yes.
Because I mean, imagine him and Jefferson together,
and what's his name, the rookie
Addison.
Yeah,
they don't have much of a run game, so he could provide a little bit of a running aspect to the game as well. So I mean, if you go after Kyler Murray as well, that's another guy you can bring in to help out that offense.
Yeah.
If they're interested in Mac Jones, what the hell? Nobody's interested in Mac Jones.
Stop this. Go ahead, Tony. It's on you.
I saw Rob talk about, should I trade Kyron for Barkley? I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough trade, man, because Kyron's hurt, but when he was healthy, he played pretty well for the Rams. So you may want to keep him. All right, so number 5.
Depends on when he come back, honestly.
This one was tough because I wanted to put this particular team in there, but I'm going to go with this team instead because I've been talking about them and they are flying underneath the radar. Putting the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5.
I think this is their first time here.
I don't think I've ever had the Jags in the top 5 any time. So yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5. So that's leaving out your Cowboys. Unfortunately, they're number 4. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4. I'm gonna go Kansas City Chiefs. They look a little bit vulnerable on the offense, and losing to the Broncos the way they did just didn't look good. So I'm dropping them all the way to number 4. Number 3.
J. Cross, that's not happening.
Number 3, Baltimore Ravens. I'm going the Baltimore Ravens, moving up a spot to the number 3 spot. They look really good right now. The offense is flowing. The defense looks good as well. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens at the number 3 spot. So it leaves 2 teams remaining.
You got some people missing out. Okay.
Miami Dolphins at number 2. I think they're no joke. I know you call them the pretenders, but I think they're real. That offense is scary. They still don't have A-Chain back. Once they get him back, I think you got to watch out for that offense in Miami. They got Jalen Ramsey back as well on the defensive side. So I think they are going to be another team to look out for. It easily the AFC East divisional champs, I think. I'm going to go with the Dolphins at number 2. And number 1, you got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. They're the best team, best record in the league right now. I think they are the best team at in the NFL right now. They do have some weaknesses, but at the end of the day, I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL at this point of the season. So I'm gonna go Philly at number 1. Left out Cowboys, left out the Niners, left out the Lions, left out the Bills, and I'm how I am.
Left out the Seahawks too,
and the Seahawks, yeah.
All right, the Jags. I still don't think I would take the Jags over Detroit or Miami right now, but we got to go off of what's been happening recently. I gotta put the Jags in there as well. So I got the Jags at 5. Or do I have them at 4? Let me think about that. I got the Lions at 5.
Oh, okay.
Got the Jags at 4. I mean, it's hard to beat that win streak. Let's see. Number 3. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got? You got Jags, Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Eagles. I keep the Chiefs. I keep them. They barely hanging on for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. They barely hanging on for me, but I keep them in there. Number 2, got the Ravens.
Wow, number 2.
Yeah, that defense is the real deal, and they starting to get it together. And then number 1, unfortunately, got the Eagles. So there it is. That's the top 5.
I'm so excited. We calling it number 1.
I know. That's the top 5 right there. Jags, Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Eagles, Lions, Jags, Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, and I'm contemplating between switching out the Lions with the Cowboys, but I think the Lions I think their resume is a little bit better. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I got them in there.
Next week a lot of things can change.
Yeah.
So Cowboys beat the Eagles, Jags beat the Niners. I mean, a lot of things could be adjusted next week for sure.
Yeah. So I'm really trying to think if I want to leave everybody how it is. Do I want to switch it? I think I'll just leave it for now. And then if the Cowboys win next week, they would definitely be at the top of the list. But see, I'm not biased here. The Cowboys ain't been in my power rankings in 2 weeks. They ain't been in my top 5 in 2 weeks. Alex said, wow, the Ravens have a tough schedule damn near for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Eagles do have a tough stretch coming up for sure.
Eagles are definitely number 2 or number 1. Okay, yeah, okay. Man, I hate that, but unfortunately, it is what it is. It is what it is. I gotta keep my boys out for now. Let's get into week 9 and let's get these predictions going. if you're not on YouTube and you watch it later, please like the video. Leave your predictions there, man. Just liking the video on YouTube, even if you already seen the video and you don't watch it again, it helps. It goes a long way. So please go to Dope Content YouTube and leave a like on that video, please. And thank you. Much love to y'all for doing, to the ones that do that. So let's get into week 9. Thursday night, Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Who you got?
Oh, man. After seeing what we saw from Will Levis, could he do it back-to-back games?
Not against Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh with the win on Thursday night.
I got Pittsburgh at home. They favor by 3 points. Dolphins at the Chiefs.
Oof, man. Germany game too. Early morning. This game is gonna be fantastic. I think the Dolphins win.
I got mixed feelings about this game. The Dolphins. I think the Dolphins need this one more. Who need this game more between those two?
The Chiefs, in my opinion.
They both 6-2. You think the Chiefs need it more?
I think the Chiefs need it more because they still got to play the Eagles coming up soon. And, they got a little bit of a rough schedule coming up for themselves as well. I think you got to go. I think it's important for both teams, but if I had to choose, I'd say the Chiefs. And it's important for Tyreek as well. Playing against his former team, how they just kind of easily moved on from Tyreek. Oh, we have other players that could easily replace you, Tyreek. Yeah. How's that working out for you? So,
I got a Super Bowl.
They did get a Super Bowl. I'll give you that, but there were some questionable calls in that Super Bowl as well. But let's move on from that. But
that fumble wasn't questionable.
But let's say this is huge for Tyreek. I think he wants to win this game badly.
Boss Hall, it's on the NFL Network. I think it's more important for the Dolphins to finally prove that they could beat a good team.
That's true.
So, but that's gonna be a good one right there. And I think I'm gonna take. You took the Dolphins. I think I'm gonna take. See, this is the thing. I don't know if I believe in the Dolphins yet or not, but I'm gonna take them this week. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. 4-4 versus 4-4. Vikings at Atlanta. Atlanta is favored by 4.5.
I'm gonna go Atlanta. I don't know who's Vikings quarterback's going to be.
Right.
They still don't have Jefferson back. I'm gonna go Atlanta by default.
I'm gonna take Atlanta as well at home. Cardinals taking on the Browns in Cleveland.
You say the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Browns.
I got the Browns as well.
Cardinals play hard though. They are a horrible team, but they play hard. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns as well.
Yeah, Rob, I saw that. Yep.
Rob, we said that like 45 minutes ago. Good. Pay attention, Rob. What are you doing, man?
Product, Rob.
Jeez, man. The Rams at the Packers, 3-5 versus 2-5.
This should be a dandy of a game. Again, I don't know if Stafford's playing, but again, Jordan Love just looks bad, man. So I'm gonna go Rams.
That
is true. Atlanta doesn't have a quarterback either, but they have the best quarterback out of the two teams. They have Heineke. Heineke, he's better than Ritter, in my opinion.
Yeah, you low key. Rap sheet. The Commanders are taking trades for which we already said. I'm gonna take the Rams as well on the road. Commanders at the Patriots.
Dude, another barn burner.
Right.
I'm gonna go Commanders.
I'll take the Commanders as well. Oh Lord, Chicago at the Saints. What's happening this week, man? This is crazy.
Saints. If they lose to this team, holy shit! You should easily beat the Bears with no Justin Fields. Yeah. It should be right. Saints by 20 or more.
Right.
How much are the Saints favored by?
7.5.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints as well at home. Seahawks at the Ravens.
Ooh, this is a good one. I'm gonna go Baltimore only because it's at home.
I'm gonna take Baltimore as well. Baltimore is favored by 5.5. Wow.
Damn. No respect.
Yeah. Tampa Bay at Houston. Both teams 3-4. Houston is favored by 2.5.
gonna go Houston, man.
I need Metcalf and Collins to both ball, so I need this to be a high scoring game. I mean, not Metcalf. I'm sorry. What's the guy? Mine just went blank. Mike Evans. I need Mike Evans and Nico Collins to both balls. I'm playing both in my fantasy.
I think that it'll be a close game. I do think the Texans win, though.
I'm gonna take Tampa on the road. The Colts at the Panthers. Another great game. Classic.
You know what? I'm gonna go Panthers. I think they win 2 in a row.
No, take the Colts all day. It's not happening. Oh, another classic. The Giants at the Raiders.
Is Tommy DeVito the quarterback?
Jesus.
I'm gonna go Raiders by default, man. I mean, it could be a draw. Jesus, I'm gonna go Raiders.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Raiders.
If they don't throw the ball,
I think they're gonna force the ball to Devontae as well.
I want to take the Giants, man, because I still think they got a better roster. But if they don't throw the ball at all, like this is gonna be. I'm gonna take the Giants. I'll take the Giants. Game of the week: Eagles at the Cowboys. I'm sorry, Cowboys at the Eagles.
Oh, Jones might be back. Okay, well they have Jones, and I might have to switch.
Oh yeah, he is coming back.
Now I'm gonna go Raiders. Damn, dude, this is gonna be a fun game. I wish this was Sunday night.
I thought it was going to be.
I think Sunday night is still a good game, though. I think we still got a good Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Part of me, just a part of me, wants to go Cowboys.
You should listen.
Just a part of me wants to go with the Cowboys.
You should listen.
Philly at home. I'm going to go Philly.
I'm taking Dallas. Until they show me they can beat Dak Prescott and not a backup quarterback, I'm taking the freaking Cowboys. As long as it might be high scoring, we might have to put up 38 to 40 points because Eagles are going to score, right? I don't doubt that the Eagles can score. But the way they secondary is looking and the way they played this past Sunday, and you got CD playing like he's playing. Cooks is starting to get involved now. They starting to put Turpin in the mix, and Dak has just been hot the last 2 games. And again, it's Dak versus the Eagles. It's not the Eagles versus Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci. This is Dak that they're playing. So I'm taking the Cowboys all day until I see otherwise. Now, if they dominate the Cowboys and we play them again and Dak plays, then it might be different. But until they show me they can beat Dak, I'm taking Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Although I will say, Jerry Jones has not been sounding confident at all on the radio. Normally, when we talk about the Eagles, including last year, Jerry Jones would say, you know, they ask him about it, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm confident that we'll go out there and do our thing and win a game, and we'll do this and we'll do that. Today, this morning, and a couple of days, and Sunday, they asked him about the Eagles twice. Sunday, he was like, I don't want to poke the bear. And, you know, so I'm not going to say nothing bad about the Eagles. And then today, they asked him on the radio this morning about the Eagles again. And it wasn't the same confidence. Once again, he was like, well, I don't want to say anything too bad about the Eagles. So, you know, we're just going to see what happens when we go out there. And, you know, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't you don't sound the same as you normally do talking about. So Jerry's a little nervous. I'm not. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. If the weather is not like snowing and raining and stuff, I think it's going to be a high scoring game because AJ is going to go off. I think CD is going to go off. So they're going to move the ball. But I think the Cowboys pull it off. Until the Eagles show me they can beat Dak, I don't want to hear nothing else. Cincinnati at home taking on the Buffalo Bills Sunday night game. Who you got?
Ooh, that should be a good one. You know what? I'm going to go with Cincy right now. I think Cincy's starting to hit their mark right now on offense. Burrow's looked fantastic these last 2 games. I think he's finally feeling better. I think I'm going to go Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals as well. Just because Josh Allen will have 2 picks.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm letting you know now. Josh Allen will have 2 picks. Monday night game, Chargers versus the Jets.
Oh. You know, I'm going to go Chargers. I hate seeing them. I don't like root for the Chargers or anything. I just hate to see them be so mediocre when they have such great talent on that team.
Very frustrating. They're the AFC Cowboys.
I couldn't imagine being a Chargers. I mean, I'm a Bucs fan and it's rough. I mean, imagine being a Chargers fan and you have way more talent than we do. So, and you got a good quarterback, you got running back, you got wide receivers. You got Bosa, you got Derwin James. I mean, Jesus.
Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel.
I mean, how can y'all be so mediocre when you have such great talent on that team? So,
yeah,
I think they beat the Jets.
I don't know, man. The Jets is. I think Sauce is back, right? Sauce and Bryce Hall.
Yeah, they should be back. Yeah.
Jets at home. Jets are trying to sneak in the playoffs. So one of my homies said they got the Jets making the playoffs this year. And at first I was like, hell nah. And then I had to think about it. I was like, well, they could actually get in there. Aaron Rodgers is already hot, doing step backs and all that stuff and hopping back on that foot, which is crazy, and putting pressure and throwing the ball. So he might come back within the next month or so. All they got to do is just hold on and just keep, edging out these wins. But I'm going to take the Jets Monday just because they're at home. And I don't trust the Chargers, man. Like I said, the Chargers are the AFC version of the Cowboys. And when I say the Cowboys, I mean the Jason Garrett Cowboys, not the Mike McCarthy Cowboys. So they got talent and they can't do nothing with it. So that is Week 9 predictions. Once again, leave your predictions on YouTube. I'm not even promoting the Amazon gift cards because ain't nobody leaving their predictions on YouTube. So just like
you guys,
it's just free money. Free money. I gave away a lot of Amazon gift cards last year, but hey, whatever. Like the video on YouTube at least though, and that'll help us out a lot. We got our I forgot what they call them on YouTube. What do they call them on YouTube? Become a membership. You can become a member again on YouTube where you get certain perks like free merch, Amazon gift cards, and et cetera, and things like that. So if you want to do that, join. You got different prices, so it's not like Twitch where it's all one price. You get to pick your prices. You have like a $2.99 and a $5.99 and an upper level and all that. So it depends on what type of perks you want. So Pro Football Talk said Jones is playing. Yeah, he's supposed to be back. So they really don't.
I'm gonna go Giants then. I'm gonna go Giants.
I'll take the Giants. I picked them anyway, so I'll take the Giants over the Raiders. Let's get into the NBA so far and see what you like about it, what you dislike. So we got a big trade that came down. James Harden is now traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. What you think about that big four of Westbrook, Harden, Paul George?
I mean, if this
Kawhi
was 7 years ago, I'd be like, holy shit. But I mean, half these guys don't even play a full season anymore.
Kawhi's definitely not.
I mean, it's a good trade for now, I guess, for the Clippers. They got to wait out and see what happens and see how they play together.
They gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot of their role players. They gave up draft capital as well to get Harden. I think the Sixers just lost, Forkmaz. I think they lost PJ Tucker and they lost Harden. So I look at it two ways as, look, you got rid of Harden, who was being a cancer to your ball club. And you got stuff in exchange for him. You got capital. You got some players that may or may not work.
And all them,
may or may not. Yeah, former Philly player as well, Covington. That may or may not work with you guys. You'll find out. They still got Maxey. They still got Embiid. They still got Tobias. So they'll be okay. But if you're Joel Embiid, you got to be wondering about something. You lose Ben Simmons, obviously, for many reasons. You didn't lose
when they got rid of Jimmy Butler.
Then he let Jimmy Butler walk. Right? And
that's when they messed up.
Yeah. And now you lose James Harden. At what point of your career Joel Embiid says, you know what? I want the hell out of here as well. You lose out on Lillard. You lose out on a lot of these other talented guys for whatever reason. Joel Embiid and Maxey, they're a great tandem, but they can't win you a championship by themselves. They need other players around them as well. Korkmaz wasn't in the trade? Okay. I thought he was. I thought Korkmaz was part of the trade. Okay. What do you do? If you're Joel, do you stick around and trust the process that you're going to land some more people maybe next year or the year after? Or do you find it to say, you know what? I'm out of here. Move me somewhere else. Move me to the Knicks or move me to this and that. So I think at the end of the day, it works out for both teams. The Clippers get Harden, who will provide them a little bit more offense and can play when Kawhi doesn't want to, or George doesn't want to, or Russell doesn't want to play. You can
Russ go play.
And if you're Philly, with Philly, you did okay without Harden these last couple of games. He's just giving you that negative energy. And then how often do you want to be asked every single night about James Harden after games and press conferences and stuff like that? So
yeah,
I think it works out for both teams. We'll find out who actually won at the end of the year. It's kind of hard to tell. But if you're looking at like name power, obviously you're going to go, oh yeah, the Clippers won easily. Right. If you're going by names alone.
Right.
But you don't know what these particular players will provide to Philly.
I mean, yeah, on paper the Clippers won the trade, but we know what we know. We know Kawhi's going to miss by 20 to 30 games.
Right.
We know Paul George is going to try to carry the load of himself and Kawhi in those 20 and 30 games. So when the playoffs start, he's going to be worn out like he always is. Russ is not the same Russ, but Russ is cool. Russ and Harden they didn't like playing with each other in Houston. So what makes you think it's going to work now in LA? They wanted to get rid of each other in Houston just 2-3 years ago. So I don't know how that's going to work again. I don't know how Russ really feels about that. School, what's good, man? If you're not following Schools, make sure you do it so already. But yeah, the Clippers, they don't make them championship material to me. So I'm still looking at the Clippers as they might make it to the second round. Actually, they will make the second round, but can they make the Western Conference Finals? Can they get to the finals? So it depends on what Harden shows up. Harden is not a good playoff player. If Kawhi stays healthy and actually plays in the playoffs, and then Paul George stay healthy and play in the playoffs, then they got a chance to do damage. But until that happens, and if it goes like I think it's going to go, where they don't play for whatever reason, it's going to be on Harden and Westbrook. They're not going to do nothing. So I'm sorry. But I got to let you go because I know you got to leave. So that's the show for today.
I got Tim like 15 more minutes.
Oh, okay. But we still,
I'm just saying, like, the one thing is, like, I agree with Scooby that they didn't get like the talent in return.
I mean, they playing pretty good basketball without him.
Yeah, they did. I think they'd be there. I don't think it's like a dramatic fall losing Harden for Philly. They got Nicholas Batum, Marcus Morris, Covington, KJ Martin, which I don't know much about KJ Martin. And then they got multiple draft picks, which is probably the key of the thing, the multiple draft picks.
Yeah. And
their first round picks as well. Covington will provide you defense and three ball. Batum is pretty much a defender now.
3-and-D guy. He'll still shoot some threes.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it, oh yeah, man, Sixers got hosed. Like, I mean, if you just look at the name power alone. Yeah. But again, I don't think the Sixers were expecting to get much in return. Or they wouldn't have.
They was just ready to get rid of him.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you trade someone at 1:00 in the morning,
yeah,
I just think that you were trying to get the deal done, and it happened, and they move on.
Yeah. So right now, Boston Celtics 3-0. Porzingis look like he finally found a team that he fits perfectly in. So shout out to Porzingis. Milwaukee 2-1. Orlando 2-1. Pacers 2-1. Philly is 2-1. And then everybody else is 2-2 and 1-2 in the East. New York is 1-2, which is a little shocking. Cleveland 1-2 is a little shocking. Did you see the Bulls had players only meeting after the first game of the season?
Yeah. Jeesh.
Yeah, it's time to trade some people. Like the first game of the season.
They were saying that just before we came on that Levine and OG from the Raptors are being talked about going to Philly, like a possible trade.
I can see that. I don't think Philly is done. Yeah.
If Philly got Levine, watch out.
Yeah, I don't think Philly is done. I think they traded James knowing that they go get something else. So in the West, Denver's 4-0, Mavericks 3-0, Golden State 3-1, OKC 3-1, Phoenix 2-1, Sacramento 2-1, Clippers 2-1, New Orleans 2-1, because Zion is actually playing for he'll give you 20. He'll give you 20 games before he's out for the season. Lakers are 2-2. Everybody else is 1-2. Houston is 0-3. Memphis is 0-4.
Oh, poor Houston. Oh, poor Houston. Those little crybaby ass man. Houston fans, why do Houston fans be such crybabies, bro?
Because it's Houston.
My God. Crying over a foul in the Spurs game. And
it's Houston, man.
Golly, bro. I mean,
I'm trying to tell you, Astro fans right now are still tweeting about the Rangers, talking about Garcia's on steroids and all that stuff. Just like, shut up, man. This is what Houston does, man. We call them the armpit of Texas for a reason. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, Houston just, I don't even want to go on a rant on Houston right now, because I could do that, but F Houston, F the Astros. I picked the Rockets to actually be a playoff team, a sleeper this year, and Dylan Brooks and them are suck. They trash. So eat a dick, Houston. That's all I gotta say.
Dylan Brooks, bro, eat a dick, bro. Talking shit about Wembanyama, and he just got destroyed. And
then you see, this is why I'm glad the Mavericks didn't get Dylan Brooks. A lot of Mavericks fans mad. Oh, we need a tough guy like. I said, nah, because Dylan Brooks is the guy that everybody's gonna come after when they see him on the court. Steph did him so dirty the other night. Yeah. Like. And this is what every star player is going to do, because Dylan Brooks ran his mouth so much last year. And this is what you get. This is what you get. So, and then you got Memphis 0-4. I had a homie yesterday talking about, man, Memphis is going to get in the playoffs and it's going to be on when Ja Morant get back. I say, boy, they season going to be over when Ja Morant get back.
Dude, I hope they win more than 10 games by the time Morant comes back. I mean, geez.
Yeah, 50 games, man. Come on, man. And the way buddy, they not making the playoffs. It's a wrap for them. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me see if anything changed in NCAA football, which I don't think it did. I don't know why you popped up ahead of this, and I don't know why this is playing again. Look, there goes Tony. Tony is ahead of. He's on top of everything right now. All right, now he's in the box. Let's go. Tony, you just like randomly on the screen. I don't know what happened there, but NCAA football, it looks like everything is the same as far as the top 5. Nothing has changed. Marvin Harrison, Junior Heisman. It's not going to happen because you're going to lose to Michigan. I keep telling them this. I don't know why he's trying to. He's not listening, man. Like. See, you can't even spell cap right because you know I'm telling the truth. Spell cap right. Ohio State got Rutgers this week. Kansas State got Texas. Notre Dame got Clemson. Let me see any other big games. Let me make sure I'm on the right week too. Oklahoma got Oklahoma State. Florida State got Pittsburgh. That's an easy win. Florida State. Oregon got California. They in Oregon. Washington does have USC.
Ooh, that should be a good one.
And it's in USC. Again, people talking about Caleb Williams sit out. No. You still got a chance to do work. LSU at Alabama this week. Alabama's favored by 3. This is the quietest Alabama has ever been.
It has. Seriously.
And they're 7-1.
Yeah, no one believes in them.
This is the quietest they've ever been. So if they beat LSU, which I think they will, Alabama, you got to look out for them again. So did y'all see Colorado? Yeah, they did get their jewelry stolen.
That's crazy, bro.
At halftime. But that's not the first time that's happened at UCLA games. It's happened at basketball games too. And yeah, that's just because I don't want to be here all day. I got rants on that, so I'm just leave that alone. But yeah, they jury got stolen, and that's just what it is with Deion. I don't like what Deion said about his offensive lineman though, especially when your son is the quarterback. Yeah, your O-line is trash right now, and we all knew from the beginning that you need a D-line and O-line. You even said yourself, yeah, I got some dogs in here, but I need a few more, and I need them to be on both sides of the line. Your son is getting sacked, I get it, but you go out on TV and say, with what, half a season left to go, oh, we just go find new linemen. You basically told him to get in the portal because you're not bringing none of them back next year. Your son is a quarterback. Why would I block for him?
Yeah.
If you just put me out in front of everybody in the world and just told me basically to get in the portal. So, man, yeah.
I agree.
Right, exactly what he said. Except O-line got to go. That's all he said. He didn't no building them up, none of that. Just O-line got to go. I didn't like that at all. So, that hit that Shiloh did, that was a legal hit. That was with his shoulder. People are soft these days. They can't take good hits no more. Shiloh moving him to safety was the best thing for him because he can hit. He's not a great cover guy, but he can come up and make the tackle. He's good enough to play safety and cover over the top, but he's not a one-on-one DB like that, like his dad was. So
I agree 100%. Why would you dog your offensive line that protects your son? The hell? What's wrong with you, bro?
And the reason you went to Colorado is because you want your son to make the NFL. They not gonna block for him now if you keep doing it.
Right.
And what you gonna do? Bench them and put people that's worse than them in? So
then he's really gonna die out there.
Exactly. So if you want your son to stay healthy, you might want to shut up talking about them like that. So
facts.
That's all I got, man. You got anything else today?
Nope. That is it from me, sir.
Well, appreciate everybody coming through, man. Appreciate another good episode, my guy. From Get the Tables, make sure you follow Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter if you're not doing so already. Dope community, dope streams, dope post on Twitter and all that stuff, man. So keep up with the rest of the community and everything, man. So Rob, appreciate you. If you're not on YouTube, make sure you go to YouTube and just like the video. You ain't got to watch it over again if you don't want to. I'm going to start back doing timestamps on certain things. So if y'all just want certain segments, you can just hit the timestamp and it'll take you right to it. So I'm going to start back doing that this week. It'll be on the website as well, dopecontent.com. Yeah, man, just like the video. If you're on Facebook, dope_contact on Facebook, since we're starting to do that now as well. And yeah, man, be safe. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. And until what do you say? Oh yeah, he said play the video for at least 30 seconds too. Yeah. So and then hit the like, man. So much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, we are out. Shout out to Streamlabs. They did They did a decent job today. So I'm gonna figure out some more stuff for next week, then we'll be good to go.
Sounds good, man.
Yes,
Looking
sir.
forward to it.
Y'all be safe, man.
You too, bro.
Yeah.